Well, it simply is a massive game here. It's the North London derby as Tottenham Hotspur host league leaders Arsenal. It's a must-win game for Arsenal, having seen their lead now chopped down to just 2 points after Manchester City beat Newcastle United at home. Arsenal, 2 wins out of 7. Not the kind of form you associate with possible champions, but they're having a real dip now after dropping points against Wolves, Brentford, and of course Sunderland. So there's a lot of aspects from Arsenal's point of view to improve in this must-win game against their bitter rival Spurs, who are under new management here. Igor Tudor replacing Thomas Frank at the helm, and with 3 wins in 17 Premier League games, Tottenham Hotspur have had a season to forget since winning the Europa League. They sacked Ange Postecoglou, they hired Thomas Frank. 7 months later, Thomas Frank is out, Tudor is in, and Tudor, who spent 7 months himself at Juventus last, now has an opportunity with his main task to try and keep Spurs in the division. Can you believe it? That is the remit for the Tottenham Hotspur manager this season now. With time running out, it's just 11 Premier League games remaining. This really is now or never for both teams here. Arsenal, they need to win here, especially away from home against their fiercest rivals. Mikel Arteta has made a couple of changes, with Eze coming into the starting 11. Trossard on the left, Saka on the right, and Gyökeres as the centre forward with Zubimendi and Declan Rice in the pivot, with Timber, Raya, Gabriel Magalhaes, Saliba, and on the left, Piero Hincapié. For Spurs, they're going with an ultra-defensive setup, as Igor Tudor wants to limit the amount of chances that the league leaders do manage. On the left, Piero. They're going with a 3-5-2 here, as we're off and running for the start of kickoff. Must-win settings for Arsenal. Spurs looking to stave off relegation. Are they going to go through another one of those seasons where they find themselves in a really sticky position? They just about staved relegation last season, finishing 17th, and now not any better with 16th. And Nottingham Forest's result, having lost right at the end to Liverpool, would have been a huge result for Igor Tudor's men. Well, the back three of Spurs with Dragic and Van der Ven and João Palhinha as the right-sided centre-back, with Vicario in goal, Sarr and Bissouma as the two pivot players, Spence and Archie Gray as the wing-backs possibly, with the two number 10s being Xavi Simons and Conor Gallagher for Randall Kolo Muani to feed off the two number 10s as the number 9. Well, for Arsenal, 2 wins and 7. They had many opportunities to go 9 points clear. The draw against Nottingham Forest just started the wobble, and since then, Mikel Arteta's men haven't been at their very best, but still have enough. Bukayo Saka signed that new contract at Arsenal, making him their highest player at the club. Now down the right-hand side, great burst here from Saka away from Gallagher. Here's Eberechi Eze, who scored that hat-trick in the reverse fixture early on the season. That was the real coming-of-age announcement game for Eberechi Eze, scoring a hat-trick against the side he nearly joined in the summer. Since then, for Eze, he's just had the 4 Premier League goals, 1 against Crystal Palace, 3 against Spurs. Ooh, Simons gives the ball away to Eze. Here's Bukayo Saka, immediately shut down by Mickey Van der Ven. That'll be a very interesting battle there, Van der Ven versus Saka. Van der Ven has got the pace. Dragic as the centre-back just allows João Palhinha to just operate down that right-hand side. It'll be Trossard against Palhinha. That'll be another interesting battle with Gyökeres up against the Romanian Dragic. Igor Tudor going with a hyper-defensive formation here. 3-5-1-1 by the looks of it, with possibly Conor Gallagher being in midfield, with Simons being the only number 10. Try and supplement Randall Kolo Muani. Bissouma wins the header. Simons in his own half clears that away. What kind of performance can we expect from the league leaders here? Do they go out there and be on the front foot, which they have to their credit? Opening 2.5 minutes has been all Arsenal so far. Spurs yet to get a real touch on the ball so far. What's up, Mr. Kashish Parkalra? Come on, Arsenal. Come on, Spurs. I need the Spurs win. I need it. यार अगर आर्सेनल हार गया, City next week on top. Chelsea Arsenal next week as well. Can't wait. Here's Saka. Oh, he's got the overlap of Timber. Clip ball into the box. Decent header. And it's cleared away by Dragusin. Good start this from Arsenal. Very much on the front foot. Clip ball down the right-hand side. Timber just hangs that in the air. Dragusin does very well. Good play there by Saka. Waits for the overlap. Timber just hangs that in there. Decent header by Victor Gyökeres. Gets that on target. But easy clearance for the Romanian Dragusin. Arsenal have pretty much started this game in the perfect manner here. Dominating the ball. We expect that with Spurs not really going for the kill here. If Arsenal score first, it just feels like with the current Spurs setup, it just feels that Arsenal will win the game. Having said that, they were 2-0 up against Wolves, 20th place Wolves, who had 9 Premier League points, and they absolutely threw that away. Again, long ball forward, Vicario, what are you doing there? He's caught in no man's land. It's Leandro Trossard, looks to clip that over. It's a weak effort. Dragusin somehow clears, and Van de Ven does so either. It's a horrific start here for Spurs. What are they doing out there, man? Saka was nearly through on goal. Spurs playing absolute comedy football. It's all Arsenal. Here's Trossard. Timber on the right-hand side. Fizzes the ball in. It's cleared away. Dragusin has had a very busy start here. Well, wow. What a start this for Arsenal. We've had a couple of opportunities. Started off with a long punt forward by David Raya. Turns into a brilliant pass. Vicario is brave, but he's caught in no man's land, and Trossard just trying to chip the goalkeeper from there. Was on target, but Dragusin once again finding himself at the goal line. 5 minutes on the clock. It's been all Arsenal. What's up, Kashish? Perfect start for your team, man. Perfect. Just the goals missing. Yet to see Randall Kolomuani and Xavi Simons in the final third, trying to affect the play. You can see Pape Matar playing as almost an auxiliary number 10 with Conor Gallagher and Yves Bissouma as the two pivots players. Bissouma wins the header. So does Declan Rice. That'll be an interesting battle. Yeah, Kashish, you need a goal and need it quickly. It's a decent pass. Gyökeres on the turn finds Trossard. It's on the left-hand side to the Ecuadorian Piero Hincapié. Ball into the box, cleared away by Jet Spence. Here's Jurrien Timber now. Very, very good start this from Arsenal. They've been all over Spurs. All that's missing is the opening goal. Spurs 16th in the league. They haven't beaten Arsenal since Antonio Conte was the manager. That was a long, long time ago. So much has happened in the Premier League since then. Here's Timber down the right-hand side. Could cross, decides to go to Saka instead. Here's Bukayo Saka. Drives infield. Gabriel Magalhaes. He was the one involved in that mix-up with David Raya right at the end at Molineux, which handed Wolverhampton Wanderers that all-important point. Here's Timber. And Arsenal's remit will be very simple here. Score that early goal. Just settle things down. Longer this stays at 0-0, it could get really hectic for the Gunners. Here's Victor Gyökeres. He gets away easily. Victor Gyökeres is just wide. Brilliant play there from the Swede. Just manufacturing a yard of space down the right-hand side and unleashes a fearsome drive on his right foot. Spurs' defending there on that occasion is really poor. Look at that from Dragusin. It is terrible defending. He shows Gyökeres on the right far too easily, and that's not too far away. Dragusin has to do better. It's been all Arsenal with over 7 minutes on the clock. Spurs are yet to get out of bed here for this match. So close, Kashish. So close. I thought that was 1-0. As soon as he shifted it onto his right foot, I thought that was going to nestle into the bottom corner. Big chance there for Arsenal. Still a few opportunities. Leandro Trossard and Victor Gyökeres both involved. Spurs yet to get going there. The midfield has barely had a kick. Arsenal's pivot has swarmed the Spurs players. They've had no time to clutch. They've just been clearing the ball away from danger. And this was Hinkepier's ball. Very clever this for Gyökeres. He finds himself on that left-hand side. Again, Dragusin. No, no, no. You cannot show him on that right foot so easily. Needs to do better on that occasion. But again, look at the stats here. 8.5 minutes played nearly, with Arsenal with nearly 80% of the ball. 3 attempts. Spurs have barely played any football so far. It's pretty much 10 men behind the ball in the early stages. Xavi Simons had to really get his Spurs career up and going, but matches like this can turn your career around. All you need is one big game, especially against your fiercest rivals, and it could really kickstart your career at your new club. Nearly £60 million transfer from RB Leipzig for Spurs. Again, Bissouma and Sarr in midfield have got legs alongside Conor Gallagher, who was outstanding against Manchester City. They were in real trouble, 2-0 down at half-time, somehow managed to pull 2 goals back. Arsenal fans were cheering for Spurs on that day, and now we'll have the City fans doing the same, cheering for Spurs. That was close. Victor Gyökeres. Nice angle here from the ref cam. As soon as he shifted it, I thought it's going to be 1-0, man. That's really poor from Dragusin. It's been a lengthy stoppage. I'm not sure as to why. Is there someone in the crowd that's not okay? Possibly. Nearly 10 minutes on the clock. 0-0 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs, 16th in the Premier League. Having one of their another nightmare seasons. Again, Thomas Frank had 3 wins in 17 Premier League games. I mean, the fact that he survived until February is a miracle. I mean, a lot of you understand from Spurs' point of view not wanting to pull the trigger on a good manager such as Thomas Frank, who's an established Premier League manager, but my oh my, did it flop spectacularly at his new club. The style of play, the Spurs fans never got on board, and I don't think the Spurs player either, because they were playing such an expansive brand of football under Ange Postecoglou, having to do a complete 180 to go with a more pragmatic style. They completely flopped. It did not work, and now with Igor Tudor, not really sure what we're going to get from Spurs, but if the first game lineup is anything to go by, he's going to go as ultra defensive as possible and try and keep that defensive base to secure Spurs Premier League football next season. There's been a rather lengthy stoppage. I'm pretty convinced that it's because of somebody in the crowd having some sort of an issue. Mikel Arteta and Gabriel Heinze plotting their way. They'll be pleased with the way the opening 10 minutes has gone. Been very much on the front foot. They haven't allowed Spurs a kick in the game so far. Well, Mikel Arteta called for his supporters to cheer his team on even when they don't win. And 2 wins in 7 Premier League games means that support for Arsenal needs to really louden, because we are reaching the crunch stage of the Premier League campaign. 11 Premier League games after this. It is going to be a straight shootout as Arsenal look to go 5 points clear of Manchester City with the game in hand. With Man City with the game in hand. And of course, that massive clash at the Etihad Stadium. That is going to be pretty much title decider scenes. Arsenal have got Spurs and then Chelsea in back-to-back weeks. Their London rivals could really derail their title hopes. Nothing to play for, Spurs and even Chelsea. I mean, Chelsea have been so poor this season that we pretty much hate watching the other teams. I was hate watching the Liverpool game and nearly got what I was looking for, a draw there at the Forest Ground, but Liverpool with the last kick with Alexis McAllister scoring the winner to give Arne Slot's men all 3 points and leapfrog Chelsea into 5th. Wasn't a fan in the ground, it was rather just a technological failure. Seriously, kashish chalu karo yaar. 3-4 minutes just killed. And it just kills a bit of Arsenal's momentum as well. Does that lengthy stoppage change things? We'll wait and see. But the ball finally will be in play now. Kashish kidhar dekh raha hai? TV? Phone? Cricket band kar le. I think we are 5 down. Last I checked. Lovely touch there by Kolo Muani. And Spurs on the restart looking brave here. Decent ball in by Simmons. The 1-2 nearly paying off between the Dutchman and the Frenchman. Simons just looking to curl that ball around the centre half. Arsenal will have to reset here. David Raya finds Gabriel Magalhaes. Goes long immediately. Gyökeres keeping Dragusin honest. Dragusin does well. Here's Yves Bissouma. Kolo Muani trying to get away from Gabriel Magalhaes. Gabriel is already riling up the crowd. He'll want to be making amends after his mix-up with David Raya at Molineux. It's been at the crime scene for a few goals that Arsenal have conceded. Gabriel Magalhaes, generally one of their most reliable centre-halves. Lovely first touch there by Xavi Simons. Gets away from Zubimendi. Here's Jed Spence. Sarr, Spence, Simons. Good football this from Spurs. First time you're seeing any sort of combination play. Here's Yves Bissouma, clearly playing as the number 6. Anchoring that midfield with Bissouma. With Sarr and Gallagher on either end. Having the license to really run. Vicario goes long. Those long balls are not going to be of any joy for Spurs, that's for sure. Kolo Muani, only one with some sort of height in that attack. Here's Saliba. Nketiah. Saliba missed that game, didn't he, against Wolverhampton Wanderers? Or was that Brentford? Yep, Brentford was the game that he missed. Christian Mosquera slotted in at centre-half. Brentford, again, equalising after Noni Madueke scored. Again, set pieces, balls into the box have been Arsenal's kryptonite. Spurs going to try and do the same to try and exploit that situation here. So far, nearly 15 minutes on the clock has been all Arsenal. Saka gives the ball away inexplicably. Jet Spence, lovely feet. Here's Eberiche Eze now. Immediately shut down. Great play this from Arsenal. Here's Declan Rice. Picks his head up, surveying the options. Plenty of Arsenal players committed forward. Decent pass. What a challenge that is. On the slide is absolutely brilliant there from Dragusin. He had to get that spot on and he did. Great pass there from Declan Rice trying to release Gyökeres down the left. Here's Jurrien Timber. Thought about the first time cross. Finds Saka trying to isolate Jet Spence. Saka on the outside trying to hang the ball into the box. Decent ball in. Cleared away by Bissouma. It's a corner for Arsenal. Arsenal ramping up the pressure. The Malian international just heads that away. Again, very good pass this by Declan Rice. Gyökeres got away from Archie Gray. Gray playing out of position again. Archie Gray, who's a centre defensive midfielder, or centre midfielder rather, played centre back under Ange Postecoglou, now playing right wing back for Igor Tudor. Tough for a player who came from the Championship. Also, shows you how much the coaches think of a player like Archie Gray and his ability to adapt. Still 0-0 here. Just waiting for the game to explode with one situation. Bukayo Saka's left-footed in-swinger looking to test Vicario in goal. Decent ball in. Free header at the back. Stick header from Saliba. It's just wide. Another chance for Arsenal. Spurs is defending non-existent in the corner. Great whip on the corner here from Bukayo Saka. The header at the far stick completely free, and I think that is Victor Gyökeres, who just puts it back into the danger area for William Saliba. Heads that on target, just skims his head. Again, Spurs are surviving. Vicario's clearances have been really poor. The Spurs fans will not be happy with what they've seen here. 17 minutes on the clock. It's been all Arsenal. Total domination. Just feel like a goal's coming here at any point. And the longer this stays at 0-0. Oh, what a terrible pass by Xavi Simons. It is Leandro Trossard. It's even worse with the finish. That is terrible football all around. Xavi Simons, what are you thinking with that pass? Absolutely unacceptable. Trying to go for the expansive switch. Falls straight into the path of Leandro Trossard. Trossard on his left foot trying to just hammer that into the top corner. That pass is just totally unacceptable. Trossard might have taken that first time on his right foot. Leandro Trossard has come under a bit of criticism over the last couple of weeks with his performances. Started the campaign very well. Almost like a super sub. Really impactful. Anywhere will do kind of settings there for Arsenal as Raya just clears the ball away. It's been troublesome for Arsenal. Long as this stays at 0-0. Just feel like Spurs might just grab a foothold in this match. They've got a really hard-working team here, Spurs. Just navigate this early situation. Hey, what's up, Nikhil? Kya kar raha hai? You lost? But from Spurs' point of view, something's got to give. Something really has to give here. It's not been the best of starts. Well, chance here for Xavi Simons. Ball breaks kindly. Pape Sarr with the strike. Good block there by Martin Zubimendi. Not the kind of play that we expecting from Arsenal. Something's got to give. Again, cross comes in. Arsenal don't deal with the danger. On the ropes for the first time here in this match. The match is just flipped here as Mickey van der Ven floats the ball in. David Raya claims. Victor Gyökeres with a very good turn away from Dragusin. That battle has been very interesting, and I think Victor Gyökeres has been winning that battle in the early stages. Gyökeres trying to be touch tight. Not in easies. Especially with Victor Gyökeres having those lead PNP. Well, PNP, pace and power. With nearly halfway through the first half, this is pretty much the best case scenario for Spurs, really. Here's Bukayo Saka. Saka now trying to beat the double team. Spence has won the ball cleanly there. That is shoulder to shoulder. Spence rightfully pissed off. That is in no way a foul, man. Jet Spence has every reason to be upset with the challenge. Saka gets away from Van der Ven. That is not a foul. Get away from it. Come on. That is shoulder to shoulder, if I've ever seen one. It's a free kick in a fortuitous position for Arsenal. Spence conceding the free kick. It's from distance. Declan Rice is sizing this one up. Halfway through the first half. 0-0 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Just feel like this game is just waiting to explode. Declan Rice sizing up this free kick. In the area, puts it in a decent channel, cleared away. Eberechi is trying to win that second ball. He does so nicely, and it's a great win there from Yves Bissouma. Nearly getting the counter-attack going. Throw in for Arsenal. Again, since that electric start, Arsenal have just taken their foot off the pedal here. Vicario has been largely untroubled. Arsenal need to keep doing what worked for them in the early stages. Here's Zubimendi. Finds Declan Rice. Now William Saliba, who came close with that skimmed header. Fine Urian Timber. Now Martin Zubimendi down the left-hand side. Piero Hincapié to Trossard. Immediately put under pressure there by Yves Bissouma. Does very well there, Bissouma, but he's been nudged off the ball. And a free kick for Spurs. Great analysis, Mr. Nikhilesh Singh. What is 39.05, by the way? Is it your second account, your burner? Free kick for Spurs. If they can escape the first half at 0-0, for Igor Tudor's men, this is pretty much perfect settings. And Zubomendi goes backwards to find Gabriel Magalhaes. Long ball forward, decent flick on, but Dragusin should get there first. Vicario hammers that away. What do you mean, not your choice? Don't talk shit about the corporation. Here's Pape Sarr. At some point, Spurs need to get going in the forward areas. Yet to see anything of Xavi Simons and Randall Kolo Muani's combination play. Long balls are just waste of time. Waste of everybody's time, especially with Spurs trying to gauge a bit. But their fans, I think they will take the positive that it's still 0-0 with 25 minutes on the clock. Arsenal have really slowed down their tempo. They need to pick it up here. Respect. Nikhil, get out, man. Can't focus. Here's Dragusin. Again, the game is just starting to die down here. This is perfect for Spurs. Keep the game at 0-0 for as long as possible. Arsenal will start to get a bit more desperate. Longer this keeps at 0-0. Kashishpal, Nikhil is the best. किधर किधर पहुंच जाता है ना रात को. Here's Gabriel. Goes back to David Raya. Again, Spurs pressing from the front is a bit disjointed, allowing Arsenal to build out the back pretty comfortably. Here's Jurrien Timber. Decent pass onto the left-hand side. Now looking to venture forward. Here's Piero Hincapié. Finds Martin Zubomendi. Is that Niranjan? Is Niranjan Bozo? Nikhil immediately leaves the chat. Oh, he's given the ball away here, Jurrien Timber. That should be a foul and possibly a yellow card. That is really poor from the Dutchman. Lackadaisical play, and he picks up a yellow card as well. No pressure whatsoever. Gives the ball away. Commits a needless foul. Yep, clear yellow card. Jurrien Timber, lapse of concentration. Means that it's a free kick for Spurs. Nikhil, Crypto is doing terrible, don't ask. Actually ask Mayuresh, he'll know, he's keeping track. Jurrien Timber getting the yellow card. It's a free kick for Spurs now. 27 minutes played at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. David Raya has been a passenger between the sticks. He had absolutely nothing to do. Xavi Simons to put this into the danger area now. Again, it's all about the delivery. Completely different setup to how Arsenal set up with their attacking set pieces. Kolo Muani will be the obvious target. Expecting Simons to just float this, which he does, towards the back stick. Dragusin gets his header. I think the ball had gone out of play and it's a goal kick for Arsenal. Well, Dragusin has been pretty busy in the first half. He's been playing almost 1v1 against Victor Gyökeres. Oh, everybody's here in the chat. Yaar, you guys are just going to fuck it up. Okay, I'm going to just block the chat for a bit. Bozo is NJ. Yes, confirmed, Mayuresh. Welcome to the chat, my friend. Welcome to the stream. Here's Saka. It's got the overlap of Jurrien Timber. Boys are villa. Sunday evening. Nobody's partying. Here's Declan Rice. Eberiche Eze. Decent ball there to Piero Hincapié. Oh, that's a clever turn. He's not going to get the foul though. Attack keeps going. Here's Declan Rice. In the first half for Arsenal, started so well, but they have been slightly lackluster. Here's Gabriel Magalhaes. Feeds a simple pass to Declan Rice. Again, a lot of sideways and backward passing here from Arsenal. Need to really step it up. There's Bukayo Saka. Keeps the ball short. Gabriel Magalhaes put under pressure. Saliba. And nicely done. Here's Saka. Immediately. Oh, he's closed down in a ferocious manner. Again, Saka gets tightly marked. It's a double team every time Bukayo Saka has the ball. Immediately shut down. Mayur, I hope Arsenal just drop points. Doesn't matter. 2 points, 3 points. Just drop points, please. Arsenal-Chelsea next week. Need to put another spanner in the Arsenal title book. Zubimendi fouled. Kashish. Arsenal need to do a bit more in the attacking sense. Just allowed Spurs to settle into this match. Defensively, looking very comfortable. Victor Gyökeres, after that bright start, this has been a passenger pretty much. 15 minutes plus added on time remaining in this first half. As it stands, Arsenal 3 points ahead of Manchester City, with City still to play an extra game. This is good football, this from Arsenal though. Very good work there from Conor Gallagher. Covers so much ground to get there first. Gabriel leaves that pass short. Spurs win the ball back. Here's Conor Gallagher. Again, trying to enjoy some sort of possession. Vicario again hits it long, and every time he's hit it long, it's been Spurs' ball. Oh, Kolo Muani does very well, but the foul has been given. He wrestles Gabriel Magalhaes to the ground. Nikhil, F in chat, F in chat. Oh, just about a foul there from Kolo Muani. Drags Gabriel down by his arm. Here's Bukayo Saka. He's battling Jet Spence. Completely distracted, Mr. Kashishpal. Game's pretty boring though. Need the game to really fizz up. Boys are here. Boys are here in all their numbers, in all their glory. F in chat, Nikhil, F in chat. First time ball in by Zubimendi. Gyökeres trying to get there first. It's Eberechi Eze. It's a weak effort on his left foot. Finds Jurrien Timber. Arsenal looking to score before the half-time whistle. Trying to put Spurs under the pump again. Good defending there, but Saka breaks through the challenge. Cutback chance. Eze! 1-0 to Arsenal. Eze scores again. He scored a hat-trick in the reverse fixture. This time the ball breaks kindly and he hammers that past Vicario to give Arsenal the lead. Well, it's all about Bukayo Saka down that right-hand side. He creates the panic. He gets the break in play. Really good ball into the box for Eze to just hammer it past to give Arsenal the lead. कैसे join करवाऊँ तुझे? I'm not sure, Nikhil. थोड़ा football सीख ले next stream. Need some expert advice. But it's Arsenal with the lead, and we can't say that they haven't deserved it. Sarr was unlucky that the challenge was broken through. Now Conor Gallagher needs to try and clear that. The ball goes between his legs, and it falls very kindly to Eberechi Eze. Decent first touch. Hammers that past Vicario. And that's 5 Premier League goals for Eberechi Eze, 4 of them against the team he nearly joined in the summer. Difficult finish. That was almost chest high to get that kind of connection on it. Really good there from Eze. Mikel Arteta celebrates. He knows that's a massive goal, and now Spurs will have to come out and play. They cannot retreat. They cannot allow Arsenal to go really and get that second goal. Here's Jet Spence. Terrible pass. Rice quickly on the scene. Oh, Kolo Muani's pinched the ball here. It's Randall Kolo Muani. It's 1-1. Arsenal throw it away again. And this game has bursted into life. Oh, can you believe it? Arsenal were looking so comfortable. And the first shot on target for Spurs results in a goal. Absolutely incredible. This game was going nowhere. And suddenly we have liftoff. Talk about an immediate impact. Randall Kolo Muani showing great composure. Mikel Arteta trying to lead the inquest. He's not sure as to what's happened here. Declan Rice immediately putting his hand up for apology here. This is terrible from Rice. He tries to dribble. You cannot be dribbling there. It's another individual mistake. Yeah, Rice has done so well. What is he trying to do there, man? That is absolutely unacceptable, but great composure from Randall Kolo Muani. And now it's game on. Welcome to the stream, Mr. Father. Yashvias. What is up? Prince of North India has entered the chat. Respect. The Colombia gang is here. And the Frenchman pulls it back to 1-1. 10 minutes remaining in this first half. Randall Kolo Muani equalizing as Saka goes on one of his mazy runs again. Oh, it's a weak header. Zubamendi finds Bukayo Saka. Immediately closed down. It's a throw-in for Spurs. Out of absolutely nothing, Spurs have the equalizer. They still need 3 points though. Get a bit of cushion. With Nottingham Forest losing, Spurs getting a point will be a real boost. Create a bit of separation from the 17th place team. Arsenal, as it stands, 3 points ahead of Manchester City. City still will have a game in hand. Oh, what is that for a touch from Saliba? It's a curious one. Kolo Muani gets there first. Might be a throw-in for Arsenal. It is. Igor Tudor will be very happy with the way this team have shown. Great fight. Did not wilt under pressure. I mean, Arsenal scoring, you just thought that the game would be over immediately. Arsenal's inability to hold on to leads really haunting them in their bid to win the Premier League for the first times since 2004. They were in such a great position before they played Nottingham Forest. They dropped points there. And since then, it's been completely different with City now breathing down their necks. Here's Saliba. No clean sheet for Arsenal. No clean sheet for David Raya. Raya going long. Dragoshin, very aggressive on that occasion. Finds the Ecuadorian, Piero Hincapié. That's a very good pass to Bukayo Saka. What a save by Vicario. That should have been 2-1 to the Arsenal. Brilliant pick out there from Piero Hincapié. It's inch perfect. Weighted to perfection. Saka was through on goal. And you expected the net to bulge. Vicario with a big save. Oh, Jet Spence is caught napping. So is Mickey van der Ven. Brilliant pass though. Saka has to score. It's on his weaker right foot. Just about. Vicario makes himself as big as possible. The game has finally exploded into life. Here's Declan Rice. He'll be looking to make amends. What's happening in the chat here? Actually, yeah, yes. क्या नाम रखा है तूने? Have you decided? I'm not sure. गेंडे काम करो. Yashi, put it in the chat. And put it on the group, bro. Niranjan, Nikhilesh is a full-time football fan now. Get used to it. काम वाम नहीं करेगा. Saturday, Sunday, no work. On the right-hand side, here's Bukayo Saka. Decent clip ball in for Rice. Very good header there by Archie Gray. It's a corner for Arsenal. Archie Gray trying to get his head on it. He's been playing right wing back, totally out of position. Hasn't ventured forward once. He's almost playing like an auxiliary midfielder, just trying to fill in on that right-hand side. Second corner for Arsenal. The first corner nearly yielded in a goal with William Saliba getting his header ball into the box. Vicario caught in no man's land. They do manage to clear. Here's Victor Gyökeres, keeps the danger alive. Here's Timber now, put under immediate pressure. Timber trying to wriggle away from them. He's not going to have any joy. Throw in for Arsenal. But from Spurs' point of view, it's all about keeping this at 1-1 at half-time. Not allow Arsenal a way back. Nikhil, what are you writing, bro? It's so hard to keep track of what you write. Here's Timber. You've made the chat very entertaining, though. You gotta say. Here's Zubimendi. Zubimendi. Into the 40th minute. Keeping things very engaging here as Declan Rice would be desperate to make amends. Here's William Saliba. Finds Timber. Eze. What a pass that is to Bukayo Saka down the right-hand side. Saka chops. Still has the ball. It's Bukayo Saka. It's well blocked. It's Timber on the outside. Don't foul him, please. There's a chance for Trossard, and it's just wide. Oh, how did that stay out? Spurs are so fortunate that the scoreline remains at 1-1. Again, it's Bukayo Saka down the right-hand side, causing all sorts of problems. He's almost committing 2 or 3 players. Timber does well. Gyökeres could not get himself. Needs to stretch there. He doesn't. Archie Gray does enough to just keep him at bay on that occasion. It's another corner for Arsenal. That was so close. Spurs cannot afford to back down here. I can't even say this out loud. It's a corner for Arsenal. Ball into the box. Oh, Vicario somehow punches Spurs. Somehow clear. Here's Saka though. On his left foot. Bukayo Saka, brilliant. What a challenge that is from Conor Gallagher. Spurs lose the ball again. They do manage to secure it. Here's Gallagher now. 4 minutes plus added on time remain in this first half. Here's Xavi Simons. Spurs on the counter-attack. Oh, Simons having no burst to get past Trossard. Well, Arteta must be scratching his head wondering how this game is still at 1-1. Arsenal have dominated all the statistics. It's nearly 75% of the ball away from home. 9 attempts. Just the 1 goal, and it came in rather fortuitous manner. Spurs failing to clear their lines after Bukayo Saka and Urian Timber worked very well down the right-hand side. Gyökeres. Again, very good defending there by Dragusin. Haven't seen too much of João Palhinha on that right-hand side. Once again, another player who's been taken out of his natural position because of the number of players that Spurs have missing. Nearly 10 or 11 players out because of injuries for Spurs. Down the left-hand side. Again, good play there from Saka. Nikhil, what are you writing, dude? I don't even get it. Thanks, Kashish. Nikhil. Wait, what did Niranjan write? Oh, yeah. Your brother is not happy with you. Gende, kaam karo. As opposed to the other days. You're not working, Nikhil, clearly. Hi, Paula. Nikhil, yaar. Kaam karo, Gende. Never forget. Throw in for Spurs. Here's Dragusin. It's that away. It's a throw in for Spurs again. Be very interesting if Spurs do manage to get a goal before half-time with 2 minutes plus stoppage time remaining in this first half. It's been all Arsenal in terms of territory, possession, shots, and every metric you can find. Tu kya has raha hai bhai, Yashi? Corner for Spurs, their first of the first half. Yeah, Nikhil, nobody likes braces. It's okay. Thank you. Xavi Simons with the corner at the near side. It's all about the delivery though. Floats that into the box. Raya punches. Just under 90 seconds of normal time remaining in this first half. Here's Jet Spence. Looking to switch it out. Lovely pass there from Spence. Brings it down expertly is Xavi Simons. He's up against Hincapié. Well, both of them would have played against each other in the Bundesliga. Hincapié for Leverkusen and of course Simons for RB Leipzig. Final minute of normal time. Throw in for Spurs and it will be Dragusin who's going to fling this one in. Get those shoulders warmed up. And if Arsenal are to concede just before half time, wow, it's going to be an incredible second half, that's for sure. Dragusin, like a javelin thrower, getting ready to wind this one up here. It's flat, and it's headed away. Bissouma has been all action in midfield. It's the tackle again. Down the left-hand side, here Simons finds Dragusin. He's going to get a nosebleed up front. Floats in the ball. Raya comes. Raya claims. And a quick release as well from David Raya. Very good play there from Archie Gray. The final minute of normal time has concluded and there is 8 minutes of added on time remaining in this first half. Here's Hincapié. Finds Trossard. Trossard trying to keep the attack alive. Nice Cruyff turn to get away from João Palhinha. Finds William Saliba. Timber. Saka holding width down the right. He's up against Jet Spence. Here's Bukayo Saka. On his left foot. Finds Timber. Timber on his left. Sides against the shot and rightfully so. Saka again. Isolating Jet Spence. Might go on the outside. He does. Brilliant defending there by Jet Spence. He'll concede the corner. Dude, what is wrong with Nikhil, man? He's completely lost it. Idiot. 7 minutes of stoppage time remaining in this first half. Declan Rice, after making the mistake trying to play to his crowd. Kolo Muani's strike was a brilliant one. Arsenal searching for the goal. They'll get their noses in front here. City fans, manager, players, everybody with a close eye on this match. Spurs had done Arsenal a huge favour, taking 2 points off City after City were 2-0 up at half time. Now Spurs going to do City the reverse now. Kolo Muani has battled a pretty much lone battle by his lonesome there. He's had no support whatsoever against Gabriel and Saliba. It's been a tough outing, but he does have a goal. His first North London derby goal, something that he'll never forget. Here's David Raya. Yashbias is asking me to kick the game day off the stream. He's pathetic and Villa. I swear. How do I kick him off the stream? Wait, I want to just see if it works. Can I make you a moderator or something? I need to learn the intricacies of the chat. We'll see. 2.5 minutes of added on time has been played. Here's Bukayo Saka. He's up against Mickey van der Ven. Goes on the outside. Saka does very well. So does Mickey van der Ven. Brilliantly done. Van der Ven's got real pace. Jet Spence is taking the piss here. He's taken a real chance. Saliba, and it's Eze's effort. Spurs nearly pressed the self-destruct button there. And this was a challenge between Gabriel and Kolo Muani. I'm not sure that was a foul on Kolo Muani. You know, it's a foul by Gabriel. Again, Gabriel has got eyes on Kolo Muani. He's got no intentions of playing the ball and almost punches him in the kidneys. He is an anything will do kind of defender, Gabriel Magalhaes. No nonsense. His team failed to keep yet another clean sheet here. Arsenal looking to end this first half on a positive note as Kolo Muani looks to switch the ball. It's comfortable for David Raya. Nikhil with some incredible analysis. With Eze playing a lovely pass there to Declan Rice. Rice finds Gyökeres. Oh, that's a terrible touch. I think the pass from Rice has to be better though. It's got to be in front of Gyökeres and not behind him. Oh, that is very poor from Declan Rice. And even Victor Gyökeres failed to bring that under control. That was a good chance for Arsenal to attack just before the half-time whistle. Dragusin is taking a risk. Great carry. And now he's completely out of position. Here's Eberechi Eze. It's Leandro Trossard. Trossard, lovely fake. And somehow it is brilliant defending. Spurs, their worst enemy, man. Their own worst enemy. They keep pressing the self-destruct button and Arsenal have not punished them. Gabriel just heads that back to David Raya. Arsenal have come close to adding the second. Victor Gyökeres, Leandro Trossard. All good candidates to try and get that second goal. Nikhil, what is wrong with you? Here's Timber down the right-hand side. Every time I read his chat, it just blows my mind. Here's Saka. Gende, kaam karo. Here's Saka again. Finds Piero Hincapié. Decent strike. Corner for Arsenal. Good block there by João Palhinha. Doesn't have too much to do defensively there, João Palhinha down the right-hand side. Another corner for Arsenal. I think this is the third in the first half. Just about 2.5 minutes of added on time remaining in this first half. Arsenal took the lead, courtesy of Eberechi Eze's 5th Premier League goal. 4 of them have come against Spurs. And then Randall Kolo Muani scoring to pull it back for Spurs. 5 minutes of added on time has concluded. Rice looking to whip this one in. Corner for Arsenal. Rice delivers. Good delivery. Excellent header there by Van der Ven. It falls kindly to Eze. It's cleared away by Kolo Muani. Spurs trying to counter here, but it's Arsenal on the attack. Pape Sarr being put under pressure by Eberechi Eze. Will be a foul against the Englishman on the Senegalese champion. Mikel Arteta not happy with the decision. Shake of the head from the Spaniard. Big game here. If Arteta drops points, it would be 2 wins in 8. And that is not the kind of form you need heading into the title race. From Spurs' point of view, just take this at 1-1 at half-time. It's pretty much the best case scenario for Igor Tudor's men. They've been nowhere in terms of the football that they've played. They're making things really uncomfortable for their nearest rivals. Timber wins that duel. Finds Saka down the right-hand side. Again, every time Saka has the ball, there are 3 Spurs players around him. Here's Simmons. Finds Conor Gallagher. Great press resistance from Gallagher, but he's caught with under possession. And Trossard, oh, he plays it blind, but somehow they play the 1-2 here with Eze. Here's Trossard onto the left-hand side to Piero Hincapié. Thought about the first time ball in, decides against it. Here's Declan Rice. Arsenal running out of time here. Under 30 seconds remain of added on time here in the first half. Here's the goal scorer. Eberechi Eze finds Trossard. Great challenge there by Conor Gallagher. Arsenal having to recycle. Gabriel finds Piero Hincapié. Cross comes into the box. Headed away by Dragusin. Spurs looking to clear. They don't. Arsenal keep the danger alive here. Timber. Saka. Last action of the first half here. Saka drops the shoulder. Finds Saliba. Ball into the box. Great header. Nearly falls to Zubomendi. Oh, the challenge from Sarr. It's a real melee in the box. Arsenal keeping the attack alive. And the referee does blow the half-time whistle at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The game started with Arsenal being totally dominant in terms of attempts, possession and territory. They scored the opening goal courtesy of Eberechi Eze, and they were quickly hit back after that Declan Rice mistake for Randall Kolo Muani to pounce and score his first North London derby goal. It's 1-1 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, with Arsenal now just 3 points ahead of Manchester City. Hey, what's up, Gigi? How are you, bro? By the way, the rest of the guys on the chat, the Colombia gang. That's why the chat's popping. Heavy first half, Kashish. What do you think? Any subs? Any changes from Arsenal's point of view? Let's have a look at both teams' benches. I know Arsenal's bench is really strong. Spurs have very few options. Just going to have a quick check. They've got Madueke, Jesus. I'm not sure if Odegaard's on the bench, but Arsenal can definitely attack from the bench. Nikhil Singh. We need Henry. Let's look at the bench. Bench. Arsenal's bench has been really strong throughout the season, but Mikel Arteta's unwillingness to really use his squad depth might just come back and bite him on the ass later on. But just have a look at the Arsenal bench. We've got Mosquera, Lewis Kelly, Calafiori, Norgard, Odegaard, Jesus, Martinelli and Madueke. Pretty good bench there for Arsenal. And as for Tottenham Hotspur, they've got Richarlison, Matthias Tell, Dominic Solanke and a bunch of teenagers and kids that I've never heard about. Nikhil Singh defender hai Kashish. Keeps the balls out of the back. Gabriel Nikhilish, full football match. I mean, Nikhil started sending me a lot of reels, football related reels, sending me goals scored in history like I have not seen them before. What a goal. Nikhilesh ka hairstyle bhi aisa karna chahiye, like Gabriel. Comb over, the Turkish job. Gabriel bhi gaya tha Turkey for the hair transplant. Yeah, Spurs' bench, pretty poor. I don't think they can really affect the game from the subs. Look at their injury and suspended players list. I mean, it keeps on going. No Kudus, no Bentancur, no Bergwall, Madison, Kulusevski, Porro, Danso, Dogi, Romero suspended, Davies and Odegaard all out. Yep, Nikhilesh has successfully pivoted to the football industry. No more Formula 1. Boring, re. क्या निरंजन लिख रहा है? Lewis Hamilton has a rocket ship. But every year, same shit. But from Arsenal's point of view, the second half could not come any quicker because it's been... I think they started off really well. Opening 8 to 10 minutes, they were very much on the front foot. Spurs barely got a kick in the match. But then after that lengthy stoppage, that I think it was because of the technology that wasn't working for the linesmen, but that stoppage gave Arsenal, Spurs player really, just a time to almost reset, recalibrate, because suddenly they started growing into the game a whole lot better, but their retention in the final third has been non-existent. Arsenal having a really comfortable time defending those situations. Spurs are often playing long balls. Vicario just keeps lumping it forward. Kolo Muani is up against Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. He's very seldom going to get any joy out of those two. So they need a bit more. Now, I'm not sure whether or not Tudor might pull off someone like maybe Sarr, Bissouma or Gallagher off to try and bring on someone like Dom Solanke in the side, but I don't see them playing two strikers whatsoever. Maybe in a 3-5-2, try and give those two centre-halves a little bit more work to do, because it's been comfortable for Gabriel and William Saliba, but the quality can definitely improve. Football is life. Protein King is now going to disrupt the football industry. His staff have all disappeared to watch the match today. Interesting. Very interesting. So I'll quickly be back for the start of the second half. Boys, aajao. I think there's 8 minutes left for the start of the second half. I'll see you guys then. Well, half-time, it's 1-1 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Arsenal started the first half in the perfect manner. They were all over Spurs, but since then, I think they just allowed Spurs a way back into this contest, and an individual error from Declan Rice meant that Spurs are 1-1 and have an opportunity to really put the spanner in the works for Arsenal's title charge. We're a minute away from the start of the second half. I wonder if Igor Tudor will make a few changes in terms of his structure. He couldn't have been too pleased with that first half in terms of the way that Arsenal completely dominated the play. But it's important. It's very, very important that from Tudor's point of view that he gets off to a good start, because Spurs fans desperately need a bit of a lift after a horrific season that they've had. Arsenal started the first half. Well, from Arsenal's point of view, they've got plenty of options off the bench. Gabriel Jesus, Gabriel Martinelli, Noni Madueke, Martin Odegaard, all on the bench for the Gunners. They can use them as and when the demand requires. I think Arteta needs to really go for the jugular here. He has to go for it. They cannot take a point. A point will do them no good here in this match. Nikhilesh is saying should be called sweet ball. I can't even say what you're saying, dude. Nikhil, start doing some super chats, bro. Put some $5 on the chat, no? $5. Super chat. You tell me what kind of format you want to do for Footballs for Dummy. Think about it. Let me know. Thoda initiative le, bro. We'll bring your Mara staff as well. Some real hardcore fans. Spurs' defensive structure has been... Hey Kashish, I don't know... Is that word okay to say? That's why I don't even know what it means. Is that... Oh yeah, I understood. Took me a bit of time. Eberiche Eze having a half-time drink. As it stands, 4 goals out of 5 Premier League goals coming against Spurs. That's too late, Nikhil. You've already done the damage. It's okay. They accept you, bro, for all your deficiencies. Well, the Arsenal players are back out in their numbers, and I'm not seeing any changes yet. Arteta is going with same tried and tested in the second half. Don't think Spurs will be making a change as well, at least this early on. They need to keep that structure going. Need to make sure that Arsenal do not start the second half like they did in the first. Well, the players are back out. We're nearly set for an explosive second half here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The camera pans to Declan Rice, who did make that error. A needless error, really, after doing so well to get back into position to clear his lines. Tried to dribble his way out of a tight situation, got caught, and then Kolo Muani did the rest. Massive 45 minutes coming up here. Will Arsenal take control of the matters? Just still in their own hands. They've got Chelsea up next at the Emirates Stadium. They cannot afford to drop points as Arsenal look to further increase their lead, which is only 3 points now, with City still having a game in hand. And of course the two teams playing at the Etihad Stadium later on this season. This really is must-win territory for Arsenal. It's been a workhorse-like performance from the Spurs midfield, and Gallagher, Pape Sarr and Yves Bissouma. They've covered a lot of ground, with Archie Gray inverting from that right-hand side into midfield to make up the numbers. But down that right-hand side, Spurs have not attacked once. It's Xavi Simons who has that free role. He can pretty much operate where he wants behind Kolo Muani. Archie Gray defensively has been sound. Took a whack in the nose, which resulted in him having a bit of tissue shoved up his nostril. Really uncomfortable Playing 45 minutes of football with just the one good nostril. They know I'm streaming, bro. Those locked, I'm locked in. Well, simply put, this could be the biggest 45 minutes in Mikel Arteta's tenure as Arsenal manager. It could go a long way in deciding whether or not Arsenal break their 21-year trophy drought in terms of winning the Premier League, or will it be yet another season finishing in second? Bukayo Saka had a decent start to the game, just kind of faded out towards the end of that first half. Eberechi Eze scored a cracking goal. Players have lined up. It's taken an age here to get the second half going here. It should have started 5 minutes ago. Still going on here. Bukayo Saka with the captain's armband. Can he be the difference maker after signing that new deal which makes him Arsenal's highest paid player, nearly 350 grand a week for the Arsenal number 7. Victor Gyökeres looking for that first big goal in the Premier League, which has really eluded him. And if he can score the winner in the North London derby, all of his past sins will be forgiven. There's the Arsenal bench. It's got a heavy Brazilian influence with Gabriel Jesus and Gabriel Martinelli. Kepa Arrizabalaga also there. And Martin Odegaard. Kashish, I can't do anything about the timing with HOTSPUR because YouTube is 30 seconds behind. So, yeah, it is what it is. I can't bring it forward. You'll have to bring this thing back. Can't cater to all of you. But yeah, I can't really go forward with my stream, Kashish. It's a YouTube problem, nothing else. They're taking an age to start the second half. Come on, man. What the hell is the issue? The linesman again having technological issues? I'm not sure, but jeez, start the second half. Players have been out there in the middle for a while now. I think the linesman is okay to continue here. Kashish, I can't match with HOTSPUR. You'll have to go 30 seconds behind. Because YouTube, it's a YouTube issue. It's 30 seconds behind the stream. Well, after a long time, we can finally begin the start of the second half here. Massive 45 minutes coming at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. As we're off and running for the start of the second half. Arsenal took the lead courtesy of Eberechi Eze. They were quickly pegged back courtesy of Randall Kolo Muani's excellent goal. Here's Kolo Muani, clever flick. Good start this from Spurs. Xavi Simons creates a bit of separation. It's Xavi Simons! Oh, what a save by David Raya. Didn't have the power on it. David Raya does very well to cover the ground quickly and prevent the corner. Again, good start this from Spurs. Immediately on the front foot. Randall Kolo Muani does very well with that first touch and the flick. Again, to hold off the challenge of Saliba and then flick that on to Simons. It's a great strike there from Simons. Off balance. Was very much on target. Here's Nketiah. Feeds the ball down the left-hand side for Leandro Trossard. He flashed one across the face of goal. Could have very easily made it 2-1. Here's Trossard. Gives the ball away to Bissouma. Simons, can he get there first? He can, but it's a brilliant challenge there by William Saliba. And now Jurrien Timber on the right-hand side. Finds Bukayo Saka. Saka hangs the ball in the air for Declan Rice. Decent header. Oh, brilliant play there from Kolo Muani. Helps out defensively. Rice was just ready to load up and fire that towards goal. Here's Saliba. Oh, decent pass here for Victor Gyökeres! It's 2-1 to Arsenal. The Swede does have that big goal he's been thirsting for. And it comes early into the second half. Brilliant finish there from Victor Gyökeres. The Spurs defenders back off. And that's all the invitation that Gyökeres needed. A cracking finish for Victor Gyökeres to score his biggest goal since joining the Gunners. It's 2-1 to Arsenal. Well, Spurs fall asleep. Kashish gets exactly what he was hoping for. The early goal in the second half. And look at the Arsenal end at enemy territory. They explode into life as Victor Gyökeres with a clean strike. Again, where is Dragusin? Look at the position here. Everybody bracking off. That is from Spurs. Neither one of Dragusin nor João Palhinha get close enough. And Victor Gyökeres nails that effort. Great finish there from Gyökeres, and Arsenal have the lead now. And it's up to Spurs to do it again. Well, Gyökeres pulls out his trademark celebration. It's a goal that will endear himself to the Arsenal faithful for the remainder of his time here at the club. Great strike there from Gyökeres. Two Spurs have it in them to find another equaliser. Here's Kolo Muani battling William Saliba. Muani does well, but it's cleared away. And Dragusin on the front foot. Trossard plays the ball and he has to weight that better. Gyökeres was clean through on goal. If the pass was any better, he overhits that on that occasion. Here's Yves Bissouma. Well, Arsenal scoring early in the second half means that this game really has the ingredients to be a Premier League classic, because Spurs will have to come out and play. They cannot just withdraw into their shape and just invite Arsenal forward. Lovely 1-2 play by on the left-hand side. Here's Jet Spence looking for the reverse pass. Well defended by Jurrien Timber. Well, Arsenal had a 2-0 lead away at Wolverhampton Wanderers. They squandered it. On this occasion, they've picked up the lead twice. Can they hold out now? Into the 50th minute. Here's Van de Ven. Finds Jet Spence on the left-hand side. He's up against Saka. Just slows down the pace of the attack. Sarr. Sarr looks to switch. Switches it nicely to Archie Gray. Igor Tudor must be forced to make a substitution in the second half here. Does he wait till the 60th minute? I'm not really sure. But as it stands, Arsenal 5 points clear of Manchester City. Here's Bissouma. Jet Spence caught in a cul-de-sac. Does very well to find the pass to Xavi Simons. Simons looking confident. Switches it onto the right-hand side to Archie Gray. Doesn't have the pace to get away from Hincapié. It's Conor Gallagher though. Plays a clever pass onto the right-hand side. Archie Gray looking to put this first time in. Raya with a great claim. 5 minutes into the second half. Arsenal chasing the third goal. The cushion. What a challenge that is. Brilliant from Archie Gray. Spurs win the ball high up the pitch here. Here's Jet Spence. Spence with the ball in. Deflection. Easily into the palms of David Raya again. Decent response from Spurs. They have not completely backed off here in the second half. I think the defending for that second goal has to be better. I mean, the fact that neither one of the centre-halves has touched tight to Victor Gyökeres is a criminal offence. Brilliant from Eberechi Eze. He gets away from João Palhinha with ease. Here's Eberechi Eze. He's in the box. It's Eberechi Eze. It's a brilliant block. It's a fall there. It's a critical challenge. Brilliant from João Palhinha. Saves a certain Arsenal goal. Eze had to take that early. He dribbles a couple of extra steps. That would have been the chance for Arsenal to get the third. Spurs looking to play out the back. It's a real mess. Arsenal putting the pressure and they win the ball high up the pitch. Look at William Saliba's positioning, man. He has tracked the run of Xavi Simons nearly 50, 60 yards. Brilliant play this from Eberechi Eze to just leave João Palhinha in the dust. And from there you're expecting Eze to just curl this one, and he takes an extra second too long. Brilliant block. Simons, he's playing brilliantly here in the second half. What a carry this is from the Dutchman. Look at Xavi Simons go. He's on the stretch, keeps the ball alive. Arsenal just about managed to clear. This is going to be a hectic 40 minutes for Mikel Arteta's men. Are they going to just sit back and absorb the pressure, or are they going to go and try and score the third goal? We saw that Arteta pulled off Victor Gyökeres in maybe the 60th or 70th minute against Wolves, and from there Arsenal could not play any football. I'd be very surprised to see if Mikel Arteta makes that change again. Spence does very well to brush off the challenge of Jurrien Timber. Shifts it onto the right-hand side to Conor Gallagher. Here's Archie Gray. Gray drifts infield. Finds Gallagher again. A lot of centre midfielders finding themselves in wide areas. Exactly what Arsenal want here. Here's Gray. Clever reverse. Gallagher, does he have the pace? He does. Somehow keeps it in play. And now looking for the cross. Decent ball in. Kolo Muani! It's 2-2! But I think there's a foul. I think he might have had two hands on the back of the Arsenal defender. Kolo Muani causing all sorts of problems here. Igor Tudor is convinced that there was a dive. Ball into the box. As soon as there's two hands on the back of a defender, it just might be construed as a foul. Let's have a look here. Gallagher does well to get the cross in. It's taken a bit of a deflection. Oh, that is very, very harsh, man. Look at Gabriel. He feels the slightest bit of contact, but it's two hands on the back of him, and when he's in the air, that is going to be a foul. Oh, that is the most gentlest of pushes. But it's on the back of Gabriel. I think the goal will be chalked off. Arsenal get fortunate. Kolo Muani causing all sorts of problems. Nearly 10 minutes into the second half. Arsenal have three players warming up. It's all left-hand sided players. Lewis Kelly, Calafiori. I think even Martin Odegaard is the one that's warming up for Arsenal. Here's Saliba. Finds Timber. Kayo Saka on the right-hand side. Decent pass. Well defended there by Dragoshin. Calmly done there by William Saliba. Well, Niklesh, if you put two hands on the back of a defender, especially when he's in the air, in spite of, even if there's not too much contact, that's a foul. You cannot have two hands on the back of a player, especially when he's airborne. Good header there by Gabriel. Here's Gyökeres. His pass has been cleared. Vicario. Terrible. Vicario's ability to play out the back is nil. He's not played one accurate pass out the back. Really poor. Here's Nketiah. Finds Leandro Trossard. 10 minutes into the second half. Victor Gyökeres' early goal in the second half, giving the league leaders a 5-point gap at the top as it stands. Cracking finish, but the defending, not good enough. Here's Trossard. William Saliba patiently finds Jurrien Timber. Good play there by Eberechi Eze, showing great strength. Saka gets the foul. Free kick for Arsenal. Arsenal just looking to slow the pace down here, frustrate the Spurs players and the fans. Will it be yet another victory for Arsenal? Spurs have not beaten their heated rivals since Antonio Conte was the manager. It was a long time ago. 2 permanent managers ago. No success against Mikel Arteta's men. Nketiah plays the 1-2 with Trossard. Clever pass there by Piero Nketiah. Finds Declan Rice, who's in the box. Declan Rice with a cutback. Good work there from Pape Sarr. Just clears that out of harm's way. It's a corner for Arsenal. Brilliant pass this on the right foot there by Piero Nketiah. Rice has his head up. Looks for the cutback to Eberechi Eze. Good work there by the AFCON champion Pape Sarr. Well, Arsenal are making a change, and it's not one you expected. It's a defensive substitution. I'm not sure whether or not it is like for like, but it's not Ben White who's replacing Jurrien Timber. It's Christian Mosquera. Is it going to be a change in structure for Arsenal, or is Mosquera just going to seamlessly slot into the right back position? We'll wait and see. Arsenal can definitely play with the back three now. Hinkepi playing as one of the wing backs. It's Declan Rice though, preparing for this corner. It's a right-footed in-swinger. Decent delivery. Ken Vicario caught in no man's land and somehow gets lucky. Vicario with absolutely zero command in the box. He's almost like a schoolboy, man, playing against men, especially when those balls are flung into the box. Now a couple of needless fouls there, first by Simmons and then by Archie Gray. Rice and Trossard both take a tumble. It's a free kick for Arsenal. Once again, just slowing the pace of the game. Arsenal still searching for that comfort goal. Well, if Spurs manage to nick a point here, some really nasty narratives can be written about Arsenal's inability to hold on to leads. I mean, being a Chelsea fan, I know all about it. Chelsea have dropped 17 points from winning positions this season. 17 plus 45 means Chelsea are top of the league. That's how bad Chelsea have been in terms of preserving leads. Gyökeres just running that out of play. Well, his biggest goal since joining the Gunners. Scored against Nottingham Forest, Leeds. But against Spurs, that's where really put your name in the headlines. It's a foul and a free kick for Spurs. Again, you want to see Igor Tudor be brave, and that's what you want to see. Dom Solanke warming up. That's exactly the kind of substitution we're expecting. Does Tudor decide to go with a 2 up front here? He cannot just have a like-for-like substitution. Oh, Spencer's lost the ball needlessly. Here's Eberechi Eze. Clever pass. Bukayo Saka saved by Vicario again. Saka has had 2 glorious opportunities, but finds Vicario. Again, Jet Spence, what are you trying to do there, man? It is criminal. Clever this from Eberechi Eze outside of the boot pass. You're expecting Saka to go low into the corner. Decides to go for power instead. It's straight at Vicario. Spurs survive. And Mosquera immediately involved. Seems that Arsenal will continue in their back 4. Needless foul there by Victor Gyökeres on João Palhinha. Free kick for Spurs again. Might allow Dominic Solanke to now enter the fray. Be very curious to see who he withdraws for the centre forward here. Expecting maybe Pape Sarr or Conor Gallagher to come off. Does he go with the back 4 and take off a central defender? We'll wait and see. But Arsenal are through here. It's Bukayo Saka. He can't find the back of the net. Eberechi Eze makes it 3-1 to the Arsenal. And it's game over. A hat-trick at the Emirates. A brace at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And Eberechi Eze has 5 goals against Tottenham Hotspur this season. This could be his most important one. And just as Spurs were about to make the substitution, Arsenal score, and they do have the comfort, they do have the cushion, and possibly all 3 points. Poor defending by Spurs again. How is Bukayo Saka going one-on-one again? This is really poor from Spurs, man. Self-destruct button again. Dragusin, terrible. Oh my word, he's played against them. Saka should have scored. Eze does, and it's game over. Look at this header from Dragusin. I mean, if I was the coach, I'm throwing hands at the Romanian. There's no 2 ways about it. He has not been touch tight to Victor Gyökeres and then does this absolute foolishness. It was a great challenge by Mickey van der Ven, but the ball falls straight into the path of Eberechi Eze. Terrible. Gift. Absolute gift for Arsenal. It's pathetic defending. And I'm done with the stream, man. I was hoping that Spurs would have something for us. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Spurs are 16th, and rightfully so. The table seldom lies. Eberechi Eze, is he going to get another hat-trick against Spurs? I mean, that would be absolutely crazy for a man who's really struggled to find the back of the net. Could very easily have another goal. Bissouma on the slide. Solanke has come on, and he has replaced Conor Gallagher. Was expecting him to replace either Sarr or Gallagher. He replaces Conor Gallagher, who joined after that £40 million move from Atletico Madrid. Eberiche Eze tries to play the outside of the boot pass, and it doesn't work. Kashish Pal is very, very happy, and rightfully so. India lose, Arsenal lose. Bad day for Kashish. But I think Arsenal, before the match, it was just hope rather than expectations of Spurs maybe putting a spanner in the works. I'm not going to say it, Kashish. Until it's official, I will not say it. It's going to be a dark, dark day. The day that Arsenal win the league. Eze is on a hat-trick, plays a clever pass. He should have gone for the shot, man. Could have just opened up on the right foot and went for the far corner. Instead, he went for the unselfish route. Here's Dom Solanke. Excellent challenge there by Declan Rice. If Arsenal score one more, I'm just ending the stream, man. I'll wait another 15 to 20 minutes. Otherwise, I'm done. Waiting to see if Spurs score 2 goals against this Arsenal defense. I'm not really sure. Yes, Arsenal have been wobbly at the back of late, but Spurs have not scored anywhere near the goals to trouble Arsenal's defense. Spurs have won 3 in 18. They're 16th with 29 points. Nottingham Forest on 27. West Ham in 18th with 25. Spurs are well and truly in a relegation dogfight. They're 2 points behind Leeds in 15th. Igor Tudor has got his work cut out here. Saka's header finds Gyökeres. Gyökeres again, heavy touch, but he somehow manages to keep the ball. Dragoshin should be able to clear. And that's why Christian Romero picking up that red card before the North London derby was absolutely unacceptable. It was a straight red as well. Killed their hopes against Fulham. More than that, it's killed his hopes here. I think if you put Romero instead of Dragoshin, Spurs do not concede maybe 2 of those goals. Great challenge there by João Palhinha. Keeps it nicely. Solanke under pressure. Mickey van der Ven finds Jet Spence. I haven't seen Mickey van der Ven drive with the ball once down that left-hand side. There's been no width down the right. Spurs' balance has been all off, but they've been completely outplayed by Arsenal here. The goal came in fortuitous manner for Tottenham Hotspur after Declan Rice deciding to dribble in just outside his own box. Very risky strategy that did not pay off. And since then, it's been 2 goal scorers. Victor Gyökeres and that man right there who opened the scoring in the North London derby, Eberiche Eze. That was a clever flick there from Victor Gyökeres. His back heel was really good. I swear, Mayur, it's going to be the darkest day in Premier League football when if Arsenal do win the league. Can't say when. Still hope that Manchester City have something for us. Arsenal totally dominant, man. This game is done. I'm going to stream another 5 minutes and then I'm out of here. It's been really poor from Spurs. Here's Bukayo Saka. Thought about the shot. Blocked away. Declan Rice keeps it alive. Kolo Muani being put under pressure. Gray clears. 25 minutes plus stoppage time remain at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. F in chat, Nikhil. F in chat. F in chat. Oh, might be a foul there by Kolo Muani. It is. Well, Mayur, City are not the City of old. Do not let Pep Guardiola, Haaland and those names fool you, because they are not the City of old. Again, against Newcastle United, they somehow managed to win that game. Donnarumma coming up clutch again with a big, big save right towards the end. Spurs looking to add more firepower here with Richarlison looking to come on here. Again, it's a little too late here. Igor Tudor waited far too long to make the Dom Solanke substitution. Soon as he's ready to come on, Arsenal score the third and it's game over. Again, look at Dragoshin's defending, man. He needs to be a lot more physical against Gyökeres. Gyökeres with all smiles. can be very pleased with his display. And Richarlison will be coming on here. Will he replace Randall Kolomuani, or does Igor Tudor displace yet another defensive player? Nope, it's the goal scorer, Kolomuani, who's going to come off. Straight swap here as Kolomuani is off for Richarlison. Number 39 off, and the number 9 now out there in the middle. Alongside Dom Solanke, Spurs still have a true two-striker system. Old habits die hard though. Arsenal can be their worst enemies against City. That's right, they're absolutely right, Mayur, because Arsenal should not be in this position. They should be 9 or 10 points clear. They have shot themselves in the foot numerous occasions. We knew that they would be up against it. They would be up for it against Spurs. They are heated rivals. They always want to stick it onto Spurs, put them further into relegation trouble. But it's against the quote-unquote lesser sides, the Wolves, the Brentfords, the Sunderlands. In the big games, Arsenal have been really good, and that's why I'm expecting them to beat Chelsea next week at the Emirates Stadium. I do not harbour any hope for Chelsea to get 3 points there, or even a point, to be honest. I'm really disappointed with Chelsea setting fire to 4 points against relegation battling sides Leeds and Burnley, both at home, and in both games we took the lead and just chucked it away. We've got the toughest test coming up next week, away to Arsenal. Could be more pain for Liam Rosenior's men. Solanke trying to just fade that towards Archie Gray. Good defending this from Arsenal. There's Mickey van der Ven. Dragusin finds João Palhinha. Here's Archie Gray. Looking for the back heel was Pape Sarr. Good defending by Gabriel Magalhaes. Throw in for Tottenham Hotspur. Again, they need to trouble David Raya in goal a lot more. Raya's had a pretty comfortable day between the sticks. Nikhilesh, I want you to read about the parachute payments in the Premier League. When clubs are relegated and the top 3 clubs that are promoted to get into the Premier League, you'll know why relegation sucks. It is a massive boost in terms of finances. And it goes the other way. If you get relegated with the players that Spurs have, my goodness me, it could really send the club back 5, 6, even 10 years. The Spurs at this £1 billion stadium, one of the best in the country, have not provided the football fit for it. And Mosquera and Saliba combining down the right-hand side. Gyökeres has held the ball up much better here in the second half. Here's Saka, rides the challenge comfortably against Xavi Simons. Here's Leandro Trossard, thought about the shot. Trossard is just wide. Thought about just bending that into the far corner. 20 minutes plus stoppage time remain at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. As it stands, Arsenal coasting. They've really put it on their North London rivals, both home and now away. Eberiche has a hat-trick at the Emirates Stadium. A brace at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Really has been the scourge for Spurs. Well, Spurs could have very easily had Eze. You know, they had triggered that release clause. It was nearly going, but then Arsenal suffered that injury with Kai Havertz getting that long-term injury, and then Arsenal just go swoop in and steal Eze from the noses of Spurs. Here's Eze now, driving forward. He's got Saka for support. Does find Bukayo Saka. Here's Bukayo Saka! Oh, it's so close. Try to just squeeze that into the near post. Saka's had 2 or 3 good opportunities to find the back of the net here. It's Eberiche Eze again, driving through the heart. Great play there. Well, Nikhil is the multitasking god. What happened to the cap? Oh, was that the trade that was made? That was a pathetic trade. Whoever got the cap. I think, Nikhil, you got the cap, no? You gave your chappals away. What a scam that was. Throw in for Arsenal. They've completely taken the sting out of this match. Made the stream really boring. Was interesting when Kolomoani did score, but that didn't last too long. Early into the second half, Victor Gyökeres smashing that out from about 20 yards. Then Eberechi Eze getting fortuitous, doing what every good number 10 does, follow up and bury the chance. Eze on the half turn, very good. Surely might be a foul there by Dom Solanke. It isn't. Shoulder to shoulder according to the referee. Here's Xavi Simons. He's trying to get away from Declan Rice. No chance. Rice eats up the ground and wins the challenge cleanly. Here's Mosquera. The only change that Arteta has made in this match so far has been Timber coming off for Mosquera. Trossard finds the Spaniard. Here's Mosquera again. And Arsenal in no hurry to fling this ball into the box here. Just enjoying possession outside the Spurs box. Total domination in the second half. Spurs have not clicked into gear whatsoever. Further pain as Igor Tudor will start off his managerial stint at the Spurs with a loss against their fiercest rivals. Here's Gabriel Magalhaes. Finds Piero Hincapié. Decent turn there from Eberechi Eze. Good strength. I mean, Eze is so strong on the turn, man. So hard to dispossess him. He's got great ball carrying abilities. Seen that throughout his career at Crystal Palace. Hasn't really caught on fire since his £60 million move to Arsenal. But 6 goals in the Premier League, it's not the worst return. But out of those 6 goals, 5 of them have come in 2 games. Solanke fizzes that pass. Archie Gray's first touch is excellent. He loses out there. Trossard tries the back heel. It works brilliantly. Here's Gyökeres. Clever pass. Hincapié. Eberechi Eze thought about the first time pass. Tries to delay it. Mosquera goes steaming in. But it's safe there for Guglielmo Vicario. Into the 75th minute. It's been all Arsenal since Eze scored. Spurs barely able to get out of their own half. Here's Pape Sarr. It doesn't work in their favour. Arsenal full press here. Absolutely no room for Spurs to play out here. Igor Tudor. Hand on chin, trying to just piece out this puzzle. He's got a relegation dogfight on his hands here. This could get very, very ugly for Igor Tudor. Just lasted the 7 months at Juventus, replacing Thiago Motta. Does he last longer at Spurs? We'll wait and see. All depends on the next 3 months. 3 hectic months in the Premier League. Here's Gabriel Magalhaes. Finds William Saliba. Arsenal give the ball away under no pressure. Here's Richarlison, scored that outrageous goal from the halfway line at the Emirates Stadium. It was mere consolation on that occasion. It's a needless foul there by Pape Sarr. Free kick for Arsenal. Under 15 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. This result is beyond doubt now, and Arsenal, as it stands, will have a 5-point gap over Manchester City. Arsenal, look at that, man. They're bringing on Martinelli and Odegaard off the bench. That's the kind of depth the Gunners have this season. As they won't get another hat-trick here. He's coming off with 15 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. It is like-for-like substitutions here. Trossard off for Martinelli and Eberechi Eze off for the skipper, Martin Odegaard. Eze will be disappointed to be coming off here. I don't think there's ever been a player in the Premier League that has scored a hat-trick at home and a hat-trick away against the same opposition. Might be wrong. I've been watching the Premier League for a very long time, and I'm not sure if any player has done that. But Eze's got 5 goals. He can be very happy about it. Well, job done for Eberechi Eze and Leandro Trossard. That's Gabriel Martinelli and the club captain, Martin Odegaard, on the pitch here for the final 13.5 minutes plus stoppage time, possibly to add more pain. As there's a blue flare being thrown onto the ground. Spurs fans probably getting rowdy here. It's been two terrible seasons for Spurs in the Premier League. Under Ange Postecoglou, they were 17th. They did not crack the 40-point mark. But at least they won the Europa League, which kind of softened the blow. But Ange was sacked immediately after that. Thomas Frank came in. They didn't get any better. They're in the Champions League, but they have no chance in that one. So Igor Tudor is pretty much going to leave empty-handed come the end of the season. There's the England manager, Thomas Tuchel. You see Tuchel at a lot of the Chelsea games. We know that he still loves Chelsea. And a lot of the Chelsea fans pine for his return at some point. It was one of Chelsea's worst decisions ever, man, to get rid of Thomas Tuchel to replace him with Graham Potter. I mean, it could have sent us... I mean, it did. I mean, we were champions of Europe. 2 seasons later, we are 12th in the Premier League. That's how quickly things can turn. Again, look at the way that Arsenal have completely taken the sting out of this match. Which one, Nikhil? Thomas Tuchel or Graham Potter? Which one? I'm not sure, but either way. 2 former Chelsea managers. Christian Mosquera. And immediately shut down the angle here. It's a throw in for Spurs. Soften the blow sounds like ED. It actually doesn't. Makes no sense. Nice attempt. Good attempt. Spurs play out the back nicely. Here's Jet Spence. Onto the left-hand side. Nikhil, now I'm expecting you to be a regular viewer of Under the Sun. I'm sorry, but now you've set very high standards. Look at the chat engagement. Crazy. You're the key player. Into the 80th minute. Who's we? Spurs have had 3 touches in the opposition box. One of them was the goal. Such has been the dominance of Arsenal. It's yet another season where Spurs are not going to register a victory against Arsenal. Again, it's 3 managers ago. Antonio Conte, who got the victory against Mikel Arteta nearly 3 seasons ago. Since then, it's been all Arsenal. With the match winding down, final 10 minutes, do Spurs have something in them? It just feels like it's just going to peter out to a harmless end for Arsenal. Can't see them putting 2 goals past Arsenal in the final 10 minutes. Again, no urgency. Richarlison and Dom Solanke's had maybe 2 touches in the match so far since coming on. 10 minutes plus stoppage time remain. Arsenal totally dominant. From Spurs' point of view, back to the drawing board. Igor Tudor will know that this was the toughest test his team could have faced in his very first Premier League game. Playing Arsenal, never easy. Chelsea are going to get a rejuvenated and recalibrated Arsenal really next week. I'm not looking forward to the game at the Emirates Stadium. I'm expecting Arsenal to really put it on us. And with both their London rivals having an opportunity to put a spanner in the works, Spurs have failed. Will Chelsea fail next? We'll wait and see. Nketiah solid. As you can see, some of the Spurs fans heading out to the exit already. More disappointment at home, trying to beat the Sunday night traffic there. Terrible. I mean, Spurs fans pay one of the highest ticket prices in Europe, and they have been served this shower of shit 2 seasons in a row, especially at home. At some point, you're expecting them to boycott games because this can't carry on, man. Bissouma being put under pressure. Martinelli hounds him down. Again, since the last 5 or 6 minutes, the ball has just been in the Spurs half. Not once has it been launched forward. Making a substitution here, it's far too late. João Palhinha is off for Matheus Tel, but it is far too late from Igor Tudor. He's got his substitutions in terms of personnel right, but in terms of timing, all wrong. He waited far too late to bring on Dom Solanke. As soon as Victor Gyökeres scored, that was the time to make the substitution. He waited another 15 minutes. Eze scores, it's game over. 8 minutes plus stoppage time remain. Spurs' resistance completely broken. Arsenal just killing the game off now. They're going to play the most haram football you'll ever know to mankind. Just hammer everything away. Just frustrate the Spurs faithful. Throw in for Matthias Tell. Game just winding down now. Here's Jet Spence. Turns away from Martinelli. Archie Gray. Risky pass. Bissouma's under pressure. Does very well to find Pape Sarr. Sarr switches it onto the left-hand side. This is the first time the Spurs have gotten out of their own half in a very long time. There's Matthias Tell, immediately shut down by Christian Mosquera. Good play there from the Spaniard. Slotted in seamlessly at right back. Here's Dragusin. Finds Archie Gray. Clever channel pass, but should be easily dealt with. Rice just overruns it. It's Dominic Solanke. Decent bit of possession here for Spurs outside the Arsenal box. Here's Jet Spence. Might go on the outside. He does. Ball into the box. It's a real melee. Has it crossed the line? It's brilliant from David Raya. What a save. He has prevented a grandstand finish here. That ball nearly squirming into the back of the net. David Raya, take a bow. Brilliant from Jet Spence. Creates a bit of room. Oh, what a bit of goalkeeping that is from David Raya. That scraped the line. That was destined to go behind the line. Brilliant from David Raya. Look at the way the Arsenal players immediately crowd out David Raya. That was a heroic block. The way that he just scrambles at the goal line. And we really could have had a grandstand finish if that one found the back of the net. Instead, Spurs have to try again. Damn it. It could have been a really interesting end to the match here. David Raya keeping it at 3-1. Spurs need to convert this corner. The delivery has to be spot on here. Just aim for Mickey van der Ven. He's the main target. They do have Matthias Tell and Dominic Solanke alongside Richarlison all in the box. Plenty of presence there as the ball floated in. That's a terrible corner. Out for a goal kick. 5 minutes plus stoppage time remain at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Look at this. Clever flick there from Richarlison. It's taken a bit of a nick off Saliba, which has just slowed it down right at the end. And you can see from Arteta's reaction, he would have had the most stressful of 5 minutes plus stoppage time. Deja vu again from Wolves could have been possible, but Spurs not able to squirm that ball across the line. Brilliant from Raya. Absolutely brilliant. And nobody really attacking the back post either. The Arsenal defenders celebrated that with David Raya like they scored a goal themselves. That's how critical that block was. It's a foul, a free kick and a yellow card. Is it for Dominic Solanke? I'm not really sure it's for him. It is to a Spurs player though. It's a free kick for Arsenal as they look to run down the clock. I think it is for Xavi Simons. Had that opportunity from outside the box, off balance. That was the only real effort that Spurs managed to have in the second half. It is to Yves Bissouma and not to Xavi Simons as 4 minutes plus stoppage time remain. Free kick for Arsenal. They're really milking this one. Taking their own sweet time. They play it short to Gabriel Martinelli down the left-hand side. Martinelli goes on the outside, ball into the box. Arsenal looking to keep the pressure on. Matthias Tel wins the first ball, but it's a throw-in for Spurs deep in their own half. 3 minutes plus stoppage time remain for Arsenal to regain that 5-point advantage, with City still having a game in hand. Bissouma does well. Finds Matthias Tel to Vicario. Spurs need to get a move on here. Again, look at Arsenal's full press here. Incredible. Absolutely incredible there. Hincapié. He's followed Jet Spence all the way to put pressure deep in Spurs territory. Under 2.5 minutes remaining. It's too late for Spurs now. I don't imagine them get anything from this contest here. It's been a deflating end. What was a promising first half, they didn't do anywhere enough to try and trouble Spurs. Simmons wriggles away from the challenge, does very nicely there. Might be a foul on Xavi Simmons, and it is. 2 minutes plus stoppage time remain. Bukayo Saka takes a sore one on the shin. Spurs want to get a quick free kick here, but they'll have to delay it. Saka takes a real painful one on the shin. Can we expect a grandstand finish? Richarlison nearly gave us that one, but it was David Raya's heroics at the goal line to prevent Arsenal from having a sweaty end to the match. Let's have a look here. Ooh, that is awkward for Bukayo Saka. Is that a foul on Simmons? It just might be. I've just hit him on the side of the boot on that occasion. Saka does more damage to him rather than anything else. Might have been that awkward landing. This is not a good sign for Arsenal here. Everything was going along swimmingly for Mikel Arteta's men, and the last thing they can afford is Bukayo Saka missing the game against Chelsea at the Emirates Stadium. He's their most potent attacker. Not his best evening today. Had a couple of chances to bury it past Spurs. Did fluff his lines. Vicario coming up clutch on both occasions. I think Saka will be withdrawn here. Arteta deciding that no chances need to be taken here, and will be a straight swap with Noni Madueke. Spurs still have this free kick though. And if Xavi Simmons or any other Spurs player can just bend this into the top corner, we are going to have a grandstand finish to the match in stoppage time. Saka limps off. Unfortunate end to the match for him. Not the kind of productivity he was hoping for in front of goal, but instead he does his job. Madueke on. And 7 minutes of stoppage time has been signalled by the fourth official here. If Spurs can score here, it will be an incredible finish. If Spurs don't, it's pretty much game over. Saka is walking off. That's the good news for Arteta and the Arsenal fans. A round of applause from the man who signed that new bumper deal extension at his boyhood club. A Hale End product. Trying to carry his team to a league title since 2004, 2005. 2003, 2004 rather. A lot has happened in the world since then, as Madueke takes his place on the right hand side. Here's a free kick for Spurs. It's a long way out for Xavi Simmons. Only 28, 30 yards away. It's Simmons. He clips this into the box. Dragoshin gets his head on it. Arsenal do manage to clear. Disappointing end again. All that build up for Spurs to not even get a shot on target. Arsenal have been incredible defensively though. They've not given Spurs a sniff going forward. Here's Jet Spence. And Spurs playing this at walking pace. I'm not really sure as to why. They need to get this ball into the mixer here. Jet Spence finds Matthias Tel. Now the ball is into the box. Decent ball in. Excellent header by Declan Rice. He gets his head onto it first, and then David Raya just sweeps up. Rice has had an excellent game in midfield. Here's Hincapié. Makes it stick. Gyökeres finds Gabriel Martinelli, who might be onside here. Martinelli. Oh, brilliant from Yves Bissouma. quickly covers the ground. Considering that Martinelli is fresh and Yves Bissouma has played nearly 92 minutes of Premier League football. Great pace shown by the Malayan. Well, 5 minutes of stoppage time remain. That man right there, Victor Gyökeres, scoring his most important goal since joining the club. That second goal was so critical, especially the timing of it. Cracking finish. And I'm looking at the Spurs defense. Absolutely shocking. But it's back to the drawing board for the Croatian Igor Tudor. How he's going to try and mastermind his way in trying to keep Spurs in the division, we'll wait and see. Again, not enough gap to West Ham and Nottingham Forest. Leeds are now starting to build a bit of a gap ahead in 15th. Nightmare start for Igor Tudor. He would have been really enthused with that equaliser. But since then, he'll be the first one to admit that Arsenal have been the team that have deserved all 3 points. In a must-win settings for the Gunners, they get the job done against their fiercest rivals. 2 wins in 7, make that 3 wins in 8 for Arteta's men. With Chelsea coming up next at the Emirates Stadium, it is going to be a titanic clash. And if Arsenal can win that, just feel that just maybe it will be their year. They've got Spurs and Chelsea back-to-back, and neither one of the rivals can stop them. It's going to be in the hands of Manchester City, isn't it? Clever pass there by Odegaard. It's Victor Gyökeres, and he seals it. A brace for the Swede, and he adds the seal to the points. A brace for Gyökeres, a brace for Eberechi Eze, and all 3 points for Arsenal. Spurs get yet another hammering at the hands of their fiercest rivals. 4 conceded away, 4 conceded at home. Look at the smiles of the Arsenal players and Mikel Arteta. They have put in a real statement here against Tottenham Hotspur. Completely limp in the second half. Arsenal have been all over them, completely dominant. And the scoreline thoroughly reflects that. 2 goals for Gyökeres, 2 for Eberechi Eze. All 3 points for Arsenal. Again, Jed Spence, the number of times he's lost the ball has been criminal. Clever pass there by Martin Odegaard. And then it's Victor Gyökeres who has the strength and then the composure. Bends it around Vicario. And it's 3 points for Arsenal. And that will be that in terms of the stream as well. Well, my Arsenal friends, this result should bring smiles on your faces after that horrific 2 points dropped against Wolverhampton Wanderers. It's back to usual Arsenal settings again. Gyökeres scoring 2 goals in a game which he'll never forget. It's the game that endures yourself to the Arsenal faithful, and all the noise will be coming from that far end of the ground. Arsenal looking for more here. My word. Spurs have been so disjointed. Perfect performance here from Arsenal. It could have gone sideways. 1-1 at halftime. You never know how the game might have shaped up if Victor Gyökeres did not score that early on in the second half. Ifs, buts, maybes do not work in high-level football, as Arsenal are just under 90 seconds away from completing a quite tremendous result. Well, the Spurs fans emptying the stadium in a real hurry. And the ones who have stayed back, fair play to them. Igor Tudor knows the job at hand is not going to be an easy one. Kashish, enjoy your Sunday, bro. You've earned it. You've enjoyed it. Thoroughly deserved. Nightmare weekend for me, man. Jeez, Chelsea drop points. Liverpool win. Manchester United play Everton tomorrow. Could get even worse with Arsenal now going 5 points clear of Manchester City. City still have a game in hand, and of course that titanic clash at the Etihad Stadium will totally decide the league, that's for sure. It's going down to the wire. 10 Premier League games remaining for Arsenal. They're nearly there, man. How many times have we said that about Arsenal in the past? They've been so close, yet so far. I'm sure a lot of the Arsenal fans will just be happy to just see their team lift their trophy and say, you know what? Take me, Lord. My time in this world is over. Been waiting so long for this one. Should be a foul at the far side. The referee surely has seen enough. We are in borrowed time. Tom Solanke trying to just get his team forward. They've had absolutely no joy. And if that Richarlison chance went in, really could have been a sensational end to the match. Instead, Gyökeres adds the seal to the points. It's Pape Sarr. It's a decent effort. It's a shot on target. It's a save for Raya. Raya wants the full-time whistle. Long punt forward. Gyökeres still chasing this down. He's on a hat-trick. Won't have enough time though as Mickey van der Ven looks to get a quick throw in here. And the referee blows the full-time whistle at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and it has been a dominant display by the league leaders. 4 goals away from home in a must-win game. Is a statement win for Mikel Arteta's army here. Eberechi Eze started the goal scoring with a brilliant finish. Randall Kolo Muani equalised soon after, and then it was the Arsenal show in the second half. Gyökeres scored 2 minutes into the second half. Eze scored in a fortuitous manner. And Gyökeres added the seal to the points with a clinical finish in stoppage time. Spurs are in real danger of going down here. Make no mistake about it. Igor Tudor will know the task at hand here, but he's been completely powerless to stop the Arsenal juggernaut. It's full time here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's Spurs 1, Arsenal 4.